and I read a book called Grenade, and it had death. But anyways, it was a good book, and I'm gonna sell out the story so you can understand the problem. So, there's this kid Hideki, and he's living his life on the island of Okinawa, Japan. And one day during World War II, so then everyone at the school gets forced into the Blood and Iron Student Corps, also known as the junior military, and are given 2 grenades. One to kill yourself, and one to kill an American. Because war. Then, like all wars, there is fighting. What? Somewhere during the battle, Hideki manages to leave his group because they were being attacked by the Americans. So when he leaves, he manages to stumble upon his dad next to a tree, dying. On his, death tree, he says his final words.
Hideki, find your sister.
Okay, I will, Dad. So after that, Hideki finds his old school group, but then the new leader of that group just wanted to kill Hideki because he was scared and went into hiding, but the leader found him, and then Hideki just decided to threaten to kill them with a grenade because self-defense! And then the leader lost Hideki and went far away from where they were. But as Hideki was running away from them, this random guy named Ray, an American soldier who has his own little story, ran into Hideki. Since both of them were in distress, Hideki just uses his second grenade to knock Ray out. When Hideki woke up, he realized that he, killed Ray. In shock, he leaves, wondering what he had just done. After stumbling from the forest into a random town in Okinawa, he finds his sister working as a nurse in the town for wounded Japanese soldiers. Then, as they meet again, the Americans find the town they're at and start just to bomb it with everything they got. Hideki and his sister escape and find a troop of American soldiers. Hideki's sister, who had to surrender once to the Americans, and they patched her up decent and gave her food, so then she went to be a nurse. So she just said, surrender to them. Once they did, they're home free and survived the war. And now that you just took all that information in and remember it in great detail, let's talk about the conflict. So, in the book, there are many conflicts, so let's start with the obvious and overarching one. The Japanese versus the Americans. I mean, this drives the entire story and all the other problems in the book, and is kind of the whole premise of it. Like, this book wouldn't have been made without that whole thing. And now another conflict is basically Hideki versus himself, or his fear. I mean, he has to fight it because if he doesn't, he'd basically die. Like, imagine whenever the leader was like about to kill him, and if he didn't just become brave at that moment and just stuck with fear, he would have died. It would have been bad. But the problem with the story varies, and I told you the main ones, so I hope you learned something. And thank you for watching.